always fun going through airport security with a fake rose.
And he always goes through airport security with a fake rose.
You know, you put the bag in and it goes, and then they back it up like, what's with the rose? Lover, not a fighter, right?
So romantic.
Guys.
Well, hello there.
Friday afternoon, seriously.
What are you guys all bagging off work or school?
Yes.
The Serena in me approves.
Awesome.
That's amazing.
So, you guys probably don't know who we are, so we will introduce ourselves. I am Linda Valentine, and I was the voice of Sailor Moon.
Hey guys, I'm Toby Proctor, and I was the voice of Tuxedo Mask.
Now, the way we usually do this is we could talk forever, and we will, and they'll cut us off. They'll say enough, and everybody will be asleep. And but the best way we find doing this is you guys have the questions. You guys have got questions that you wanted to ask for 20-something years, and we are ready with the answers. If we don't have the answers, we'll make it up. So, I guess the best way to do it is if you've got a question, put up your hand, and I think somebody's coming around. What's your name?
Quentin.
I love you. Just like that. He'll come around with a microphone and answer. Fortune favors the bold. Do not walk out of here and go, I should have asked, what was I thinking? Oh, I can't believe I didn't ask. Just ask the question. And if I don't like the question, I will bite you.
Ouch. Harsh.
Does anybody have a question?
There, see? We just needed to break the ice.
What's your favorite part of both characters that you've played?
What's our favorite part about
Both characters, the Serena and the Sailor Moon.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Nope.
And then the connection that they both had together.
Okay.
Wow, it's a multi-parter. I like it.
I loved how Serena was, to me, she's the epitome of teenage girls. She is on one side a kid who wants to be goofy, a goofball, who never takes herself seriously, and even when she does, she doesn't really know how to, so she doesn't do that properly. And on the other hand, she wants so badly to be growing up, and to me, that is what teenage life is. Right now, I'm living with 3 teenage girls. Shoot me now. I have literally got 3 Serenas running around my house, and the emotions that go through our house, my poor husband, I don't even know how he puts up with it. So for me, I love that. I love that the balance was sort of, there was no balance or there was complete balance, and I loved playing it that way. Playing Sailor Moon, for me, the hard part about playing Sailor Moon actually was having to push myself harder because Serena's voice is, she's got that sort of voice. And then when she's Sailor Moon, she had to push it so much more. And you can see how my neck just all of a sudden goes, and it was hard getting those lines out and screaming. But it was also a challenge, so I loved that.
Well, for me, Darian was kind of cool to play just because, tall, dark, and handsome, that's not me. But I'll take it. And so it was interesting to be a part of that because when we first did the series, we had no idea that it was going to be this large and for this long. So to be, for lack of a better term, it was, my character was a heartthrob, which is kind of weird.
Yeah.
I've had that say like, I love it. It's weird. It's hard to get attached to that. But
except he's managing.
I'm managing, but I start to blush as I talk about it. So, for that side, I think the Darian thing is kind of cool to be like the cool guy. Was interesting. Tuxedo Mask was interesting off the top only because I didn't he's a tuxedo and he makes everything look so good, right? He carries a rose. Who does that? And I think the one thing I like about him is he brought romance into it, which is I think the lost art in some ways. And I think the togetherness of Tuxedo Mask and Sailor Moon, episode 30 is my favorite, The Day of Destiny, when they find out each other's alter egos in the elevator. That for me was cool because for me I was also like, seriously, it took 30 episodes? Who is he? He has a mask. I don't know. So for me it was kind of like, finally. Everybody gets to kind of say it out loud that they're the same people. But I liked them together. I thought they were good. I think The only thing I didn't like about Darian, I thought he was a bit of a jerk, obviously. And perhaps he could lose 1 or 2 pleats on his pants.
Yeah, there is that.
Yeah.
Hit it up with an iron or
That's the
something.
90s.
Yeah, I know.
You can't beat pleats. Next.
Do you want them to line up? Would that make it easier?
First of all, I'd like to say, me and my little sister watched reruns of your show, and first of all, we love you very much. And,
Same.
second of all, how did it feel to be such iconic characters, like throughout the entire series? How did it feel, and how does it feel now?
Throughout
Since they
anime.
Yeah, you know what? And I think Linda would agree. It feels more emphatic now because we're starting to really feel the tidal wave of how it has affected people. Like we've been around the world now. We were in Melbourne in June. And it's a really odd feeling. I mean, landing here, same thing. We've never been here before. And we went to the mall just to get, and that shirt, actually. And it's funny where we can go, we're walking away and saying, how lucky are we that we can basically go almost anywhere in the world and people are aware of this show and know kind of what it is. And there's like these little super fan pockets. And it's incredible.
It's very weird. It's very weird because we are regular people. My kids bring home their friends for lunch every day. I have a house full of teenage girls because we are literally 1 street away from the high school. And I am the evil mother. I'm like the regular, I'm everybody's mother. When the kids come in, I'm like, okay, so tomorrow when you bring your own lunch and you don't eat my food, you will also be picking up your dishes. And they're like, I'm Sailor Moon, okay? Come on, give us some respect, Nothing.
Wow.
But it is very weird. And I really didn't understand the full scope of it until about 3 years ago. And literally, a fan asked me if I would go to a convention, and I had, where are you? Oh.
I'm just going to take a picture of you.
I have to get ready for it.
Don't do that. There you go.
He asked me if I would go to if I would consider going to a convention, and I was like, I don't think anybody would be interested. I had no idea. I had no idea that this all existed at all. And when I first went to that first convention, it was like, holy cow. It's been pretty magical. It's a magical girl experience.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
Magical girl reference.
My question is for Tuxedo Mask.
I'm listening.
Do you ever wish they would have given your character more backstory, or wish they would have spent more time explaining your character's backstory?
I wish all of those things. I wish he'd appear on more posters. I wish he would. It was. I felt very lucky, anyways, doing it at all. And sure, he'd kind of show up at the last minute and give an inspirational speech, and then walk away. I always say he's like the equivalent to the "Hang in there, kitty" poster.
Yeah.
Where everything's already pretty much done, and I wrap it up with some nice words. But yeah, I always wondered where he got all the roses from. And maybe it's just that he was late all the time because he had to go to his secret nursery. Maybe that's what I think.